And I think we may have some vision of it. Maybe you can walk me through a little bit of what we're seeing here.
Well, we have a lot of fun.
That's you in the yellow, second row. Coco Gauff in the front right.
Oh, in the front. We love to dance. Oh gosh, are they going to show the end?
I hope so. We can stop it whenever you want. You call it.
You guys.
It took just seconds from one viral clip to turn the entire tennis world on its head. Coco Gauff and Serena Williams were seen dancing together at a post-event celebration, smiling, moving in rhythm, and clearly enjoying every moment. Fans were loving it, the crowd erupted, and social media instantly went into a frenzy. But one person who clearly wasn't enjoying the moment was Aryna Sabalenka, who had just seen the WTA Player of the Year award slip away from her and go straight to Coco. Then came the moment that made everything even louder, as Serena stepped onto the court soon after and praised Coco like a proud mentor in front of everyone. At that point, people online couldn't stop talking about it. This wasn't just a simple celebration anymore, it felt like a powerful moment. Without even trying, Serena had just completely overshadowed Sabalenka in the biggest way.
No, I want to see it. Oh no!
But the deeper story behind that moment runs far beyond a simple dance clip. The video didn't just spread online, it completely blew up everywhere. Coco and Serena weren't trying to impress anyone or put on a show for the cameras. They were simply having fun in the moment. As the music dropped, Coco began to move, and Serena instantly mirrored her vibe like it was second nature. The entire arena came alive. Fans got louder than they had been all night. And within minutes, social media turned the clip into slow-motion edits, memes, and heartfelt tributes. What made it hit harder for Sabalenka wasn't only the timing, it was what the moment represented. This all unfolded right after Coco was officially named WTA Player of the Year, an award Sabalenka strongly felt should have been hers, especially after the emotional ups and downs of the WTA finals. Watching Coco celebrate alongside Serena Williams, the most iconic American player in history, only made the contrast between their nights even sharper. Coco was surrounded by admiration and legacy, while Aryna Sabalenka was left backstage trying to hold back tears. But the dance was just the start of something bigger. What truly shifted the narrative was what Serena said next, the moment that had everyone claiming Sabalenka was completely outshined. When Serena Williams stepped onto the court, the entire energy in the arena changed instantly. The crowd wasn't just excited anymore. They were fully locked in, waiting to hear her thoughts about Coco Gauff, the new star rising into the spotlight. And Serena didn't hold anything back.
She has a good serve. I think that it can obviously be better, but I feel like she's so young. Oh my goodness, she has the rest of her career to just improve. I wouldn't change anything on her forehand. I've seen a lot of interesting forehands, and listen, I think if you're just confident in whatever you have, keep it up and just be confident about it.
She spoke about Coco Gauff with a level of admiration that felt deeply personal, almost protective in tone. Serena Williams highlighted Coco's maturity, her calmness under pressure, and even pointed out her forehand, a shot critics had questioned for years. Serena brushed those doubts aside and made it clear she believes Coco is built for greatness and should trust her own game. The crowd absolutely loved it. Coco stood there trying to keep her composure, but it was obvious how much the moment meant to her. Then came the part that sent fans into a frenzy, as the interviewer played the clip of Coco and Serena dancing together. Instead of downplaying it, Serena instantly burst into laughter, covering her face and joking with the crowd as if she was reliving it in real time. The moment felt natural, joyful, and filled with the same warmth that has surrounded Coco throughout the entire season.
No, I want to see it. Oh no!
But behind that joy was another reality the cameras never fully captured, with Aryna Sabalenka watching her final shot at the Player of the Year narrative slip away in real time. Serena Williams wasn't directly calling her out, but the message still felt clear and powerful to everyone watching. This was a moment that showed what true sportsmanship looks like and how respect is earned on the biggest stage. And that's when everything online completely took off. While Coco Gauff and Serena were celebrating, Sabalenka was dealing with a much heavier reality behind the scenes. For her, the WTA finals were never meant to end in disappointment. They were supposed to mark a comeback story. Throughout the season, she had been chasing that Player of the Year title with relentless focus that made fans believe it was hers to claim. So when she faced Aryna Sabalenka, it wasn't just another match, it was everything on the line. But from the opening games, the pressure began to show. Sabalenka stayed composed, controlled the pace, and exposed every weakness Sabalenka left open. By the second set, it was clear Sabalenka was battling her own frustration just as much as she was battling her opponent. When the final point slipped away, everything inside Aryna Sabalenka finally broke loose. She covered her face, her shoulders trembling, and fell into tears in a moment that told the entire story without a single word. And it didn't end there. During the post-match ceremony, she tried to speak, but her voice shook as she talked. She mentioned becoming more sensitive with time, yet her expression revealed something much deeper. This wasn't just about losing a match. It was about realizing she had just watched Coco Gauff, her biggest rival this season, take the title she had been chasing for months. Fans picked up on that instantly. Social media filled with comments saying those weren't just tears from a loss. They knew the Player of the Year race was over. And honestly, that reading wasn't far off. The timing made it even harsher. Within hours, Coco was being celebrated everywhere. Within hours, Serena Williams was dancing right beside her. And in that same window, Sabalenka was seen wiping away her makeup and trying to explain her emotions to reporters who already understood what the next day's headlines would be. But if those tears revealed her vulnerability, what followed revealed something else entirely. Instead of finding calm with her team, she ended up clashing with them in a moment that spread even faster online than her breakdown. If her reaction after the finals showed the weight she was carrying, the interaction with her team showed how that pressure was starting to spill over. During one of the most intense stretches of the match, her coach Anton Dubrovsky stepped in, trying to settle her and bring back her focus. But instead of taking it in, Sabalenka reacted sharply. She snapped in the middle of play, shouting in frustration and waving him off as if he was the problem rather than someone trying to help her.
I talk, but I don't know where he is. But yeah, I went a bit too much. I was so frustrated inside of me, and I was just like trying to let it go. Probably I went too far, not probably I went too far. And then honestly, I think it was the right move from him to probably like just let me be on my own. And I don't want to say the way I wanted to say, but he really upset me, and I was really really stressed and angry on him.
The crowd didn't miss it, the cameras didn't miss it, and Anton Dubrovsky definitely didn't miss it either. After a brief exchange, he did something almost unheard of for a coach in that moment. He walked away completely. Not to another seat and not to reset. He simply left. Fans watched in shock. And within minutes, the clip was spreading everywhere online. Analysts quickly drew comparisons to Coco Gauff and her presence on court. While Coco remained calm, focused, and in control, Aryna Sabalenka appeared rattled, overwhelmed, and at odds with the very team meant to support her. It wasn't the first time emotions had taken over Sabalenka's game, but this time it unfolded on one of the biggest stages possible. And the harsh reality was that it wasn't even a one-time situation. Sabalenka had already gone through a similar fallout with a previous coach after another emotional outburst. That coach, Gavin McMillan, responded in nearly the same way by stepping away from the situation. The only twist this time was that Coco Gauff later brought him into her own team.
Full partnership, but I'm just looking at long term, and I know Gavin has had experience with this before, so hoping that I can just take on his knowledge and see what can happen.
By that point, people began connecting everything around Aryna Sabalenka in a much deeper way. It wasn't just about losing matches anymore. It felt like she was losing trust, losing control, and even losing the support system meant to keep her steady. And that's exactly why Serena Williams' reaction to Coco Gauff's rise carried so much weight, without her ever saying a single negative word. When Coco revealed she had added Gavin McMillan, the same coach Sabalenka once clashed with. To her team, the meaning behind it was instantly clear across the tennis world. This wasn't just a smart decision for performance. It carried a deeper message. Macmillan had stepped away from Sabalenka after repeated emotional clashes, choosing stability and professionalism over constant tension. Now he was standing beside one of the most composed young stars in the game. People began to see it as Coco quietly showing what Sabalenka had struggled to maintain. Where Sabalenka created distance, Coco built strong connections. Where frustration took over Sabalenka's moments, Coco handled pressure with calm maturity. And this shift didn't go unnoticed by the same legend who had danced with her, supported her publicly, and recognized something familiar in her journey. Serena Williams. Serena Williams has always respected players who show class, composure, and a fierce competitive mindset. And all season long, Coco Gauff displayed exactly that. Serena stood by her during difficult matches, defended her when critics targeted her forehand, and openly recognized her development. When Coco defeated Aryna Sabalenka at the US Open, Serena didn't hesitate to praise her skill, mentality, and long-term potential. At the same time, Sabalenka's emotional reactions, from shouting at her team to intense on-court behavior, created a very different narrative. Fans began noticing how Serena's tone subtly shifted whenever Sabalenka was mentioned. It wasn't harsh or direct, but it felt like Serena was choosing to elevate Coco while allowing Sabalenka's actions to speak for themselves. That's where the situation took a sharp turn, because Serena's support didn't just lift Coco. It quietly exposed the exact quality Sabalenka has struggled to control for years. It was never said outright, but the contrast made it obvious. Serena wasn't trying to diminish Sabalenka, yet the difference between them did that on its own. As the season came to an end, that gap only became more visible. By the final stretch, the contrast between Coco and Sabalenka wasn't just noticeable, it was impossible to ignore. Coco continued rising with calm confidence, surrounded by support, encouragement, and guidance from legends. Each tournament added to her growth, every interview reflected greater composure, and every win felt like the start of something bigger rather than the peak. On the other side, Sabalenka's journey looked far more difficult. She wasn't only losing titles, she was losing stability around her. Her frustration had already distanced two coaches, her emotional moments became recurring headlines, and her aggressive presence on court started being viewed as a lack of control rather than strength. Even some longtime supporters began questioning whether she was holding herself back. And through it all, Serena Williams watched everything unfold without needing to directly criticize anyone. Her encouragement of Coco, her mentorship, her public praise, and her excitement after each success delivered a clear message on their own. In sports, legends naturally gravitate toward athletes who carry themselves with respect, who honor the game, and who uplift those around them. Serena made it clear, without ever stating it outright, which player reflected those values. Coco's rise wasn't just about talent, it was about character, about how she treated others, how she handled pressure, and how she grew from every setback. Serena recognized that reflection, and fans saw it immediately. While Coco gained support, mentorship, and admiration, Sabalenka appeared increasingly isolated, left facing the weight of her emotions and the titles that slipped just out of reach, and that is exactly why the viral dance moment carried so much weight. It was not simply Coco and Serena enjoying themselves. It represented everything Coco has worked to build and everything Sabalenka has gradually moved away from. One athlete lifted by strong support around her. One athlete struggling under growing frustration. And as both journeys continued in completely different directions, one final question kept coming up. In the end, that short clip of Coco and Serena dancing turned into something far bigger than a trending moment. It became a clear picture of two very different paths. Coco Gauff climbing higher than ever, surrounded by champions who truly trust her, supported by a team she values, and embraced by a tennis world that sees her as the next big leader. And Serena Williams, the greatest American tennis icon in history, standing beside her and showing the world exactly who she believes deserves to carry the future forward. On the other side, Sabalenka stood outside that celebration. Her talent is unquestionable, But skill alone cannot shield a player from the impact of repeated behavior. The emotional reactions, the strained relationships with coaches, and the tense on-court moments all slowly affected her image until she was not just fighting for trophies anymore, but also for respect. And that is why the moment felt so powerful in its contrast. Serena did not criticize Sabalenka, she did not address her, and she did not need to. Instead, by celebrating Coco with pure joy, pride, and respect, she quietly showed the world what true greatness looks like: control, dignity, growth, and a legacy shaped by both performance and character. So the question now is for you. Do you believe Sabalenka's actions have limited her progress? Has her behavior affected her legacy more than her achievements? And what do you think about Coco Gauff rising as the new face of American tennis with Serena Williams guiding her journey? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is a debate every tennis fan is talking about.